Hello.
Hello. It's working. Hello. Hello, viewers at home. Welcome to this special Kiln Insight. I'm Taio. I'm Associate Director of Kiln Theater, and I'm joined by the incredible, the majestically talented Mr. Lucian Msamati. Hello.
Hello, dear Taio.
How are
Hello,
you?
Kiln family. Hello.
Hey. So, first and foremost, man, how are you? How's it going?
Wow. All things being equal, all things being good, I am good. You
Good.
know, I think the motto has been take it one day at a time.
Yep.
Take it one
Yep.
day at a time. Really, truly count your blessings.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, just remember to breathe.
Oh man, it's so important. It's so important, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's so
just,
important.
I mean, this is, it's one of those things that will, so talk about common shared experience. This is,
Yes.
you
Yep.
know, we will all be altered. We
Yep.
already altered through this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
touch wood, blessings and offerings to the gods and the spirit.
Yes.
I am good. I
Yeah.
am.
Good. That's important. Well, you got it. I think it does sort of force you to go down to those common those base sort of levels of like
Yes.
what is being okay. Do you
Well,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
I'm breathing. My acting's not too bad at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And it's, you know what I mean? I can walk. It's all good. It's all fine. It's all fine. But I guess like what with these importantly,
Yes.
the question that I'm always fascinated by. So
Mm,
when you have this time to sort of think about what this art form is and
mm,
what it will be in the future and
yeah.
how people find it, how new people will find it. I'm sort of interested, I guess, in how your relationship with theatre started. Like, did it find you? Did you find it? How did it sort of come into your life?
Well, it's an interesting one. I think it has always been there in one form or another. Um, Growing up, it was not something that the family necessarily went to. Um, but at the same time, there were occasional visits to see a play here and there, especially if there was, my late father was a doctor at the University of Zimbabwe. So if one of his colleagues was in something, we'd find ourselves there. You know,
Wow.
he was going to watch a politically charged piece of theater,
Yes.
which at the time I was completely in a sort of way oblivious to the politics of, but
Yeah.
kind of mesmerized by what they were doing because I'd always had a love and a curiosity for it. So I think it has always been there, and we found each other. I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. And when you say your dad's friends, like was this sort of like Amdram, or were they? Or-
Well, so this was connected to the University of Zimbabwe. So there were a lot of names such as Michele Mugo, which perhaps does not mean much to certain generations in the United Kingdom,
Yeah.
but these were academics as well as activists as well as
Wow.
poets,
Wow.
playwrights, whose at that time sort of the big thrust was the anti-apartheid movement.
Yes.
Um, and so, just watching these people who, in the very respectful way during the days when you're on your way to school, you're like, oh yes, good morning, auntie, good morning, uncle, and they're all suited and booted off to go
Wow.
to lecture and whatnot, and then to then see them in costume, hold
Wow.
forth in before audiences was quite something.
Yes. Yes.
But I think that whatever this bug is, from a very very early age, it was in me. I think I've even watching television, even watching movies, that the desire was always there.
Yeah. 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 But I guess if you had, because your dad was a doctor, was your mum a doctor too?
My mother's a nurse, was a nurse by yeah. So
But,
um,
But then if that bug was always there, and that level of intellect was in the family, like what was their relationship to you having that bug? Do you know what I mean?
You know, I think it is a common thread, I think, amongst a certain generation of of those of the diaspora, shall we say?
Yeah,
Whether you are from Africa, whether you're from Asia,
yeah,
the very deep-seated traditional ideas of what constitutes a profession.
yeah,
That for as my late father very graciously said to me many years later, he was like, "Listen, we were ignorant of these things.
yeah,
It's not that it's not in our realm.
yeah,
The realm of you get a good job, you're a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, an engineer, the great big classics, because again, we are the children of we are the offspring of colonialism,
yeah,
of empire.
yeah,
And the only way for those of color to get ahead, really get ahead, was to get an education. So
yeah,
get yourself an education, get yourself a good, solid job.
yeah,
And so, those of us who, I would say sort of the generation of the 70s, the mid to late 70s onwards, who were born into a different world, our horizons were different.
yeah,
Suddenly, a career in the arts wasn't such a mystifying, difficult thing. It was very much a reality. So, yes, there were some. I look back now with laughter, and with there were some tricky conversations, and there were some hard years.
Gotta love him. You gotta love him, man.
Exactly, because and this is the thing. It was always out of love. This
Yeah,
was always out of love. And when I look back now, I realize that I was literally, certainly in terms of my immediate family, I was the first one to really try and do something completely different from everybody.
wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Your values and your passions find you.
completely. But and
Yeah.
do you think it's? I guess I'm thinking about our job, your job,
Yes. Yes.
um, and the process, I guess, of trying to find, trying to find it. Some people call it truth. Some people call it it. Some people call it, that moment, whatever. Like
Yeah.
where you have a script or a character, and you're trying to work out what gets this person to tick, or
Yeah.
how can I get in here to force the person across from me to tick too. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there something in that the need of humans to self-reflect at certain points? Is there something in that drew you to acting?
It's interesting. I think that what drew me first was, and maybe it was the calling, the idea that there is something magical in the
Yeah,
work people are doing. And yes, of course, on another level, there's the ego going, I can do that. Oh yeah, I want a lot of people to look at me. You
yeah,
know, I like being the center of attention in some ways, but then the longer you go on, the more you do, and you realize when you're in front of an audience of two, which I have been in front of. Showbiz, baby, showbiz. In those moments, that's a real communion.
yeah, yeah.
That's proper. That's a real. These two people they're here. They're with you. They're going. No, no, no. We are here with you. We
Yes,
are.
yes,
We are here to witness. We are here to be part of this story.
yeah,
And it was, I think, towards at the beginning of my teens, with my own was intellectual awakening,
mm-hmm.
that I started to understand and really get a sense that, wow, this gets people. This can really affect people.
Yeah, yeah.
We know those moments in an audience where there's pin drop silence,
Oh
the
man,
moment when there's that gasp, the moment
yes,
in the audience where there's outrage,
yes, yes, yes.
screaming. You know,
Yeah,
it's the truth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody knows it's make believe.
Yeah.
Everyone knows we're telling a story. It's not real. The truth right there at that moment.
Yes, completely. And that still counts for stuff. That still counts for
Yeah.
something. Do you know what I mean? Like those incredible times where someone came and saw you in Amadeus, or you know, or you know, that matters, or came to see you in you know Wolfen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, like that. Those things matter. Do you know what I mean?
They do matter. They do matter.
Those moments are so important.
No amount of money, no amount of fame
Yeah.
can replace the joy of being in the Kiln rehearsal room with Sharon D. Clark,
Yeah.
Ajo, Will Johnson,
Yeah.
Aisha Antoine, Angela Winter, Michelle Bonnard, Coral Messan was our
Yeah.
movements. And the thing is, you know, every so often, if you've survived long enough,
Yeah.
you'll walk into a rehearsal room and you'll be surrounded by friends.
Yeah.
And literally, you know, Wolf in Snakeskin Shoes was that show.
Yeah.
Just to walk in and it was just me and my mates.
Yeah.
Working hard, laughing hard. I mean, the laughter in that
Yeah.
rehearsal room, the laughter,
Wow.
but then also the rigor,
Yes. Yes.
rigor, the rigor that at the, you know, that at the end of the day, at the end of the rehearsal, literally everyone was like, whew, wow, did we, man, I'm
Wow.
sweating.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's communion, community.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
But
communion.
I'm guessing like when you get to that point where you can be walking into that room and you see friends, and you see colleagues,
Mm.
you see people who have also honed their craft to a point where I imagine there's this incredible shorthand.
Mm.
And so you know you're working incredibly hard, incredibly quickly. You know what I mean? Like, it's like hit the ground running and it's going. Do you know what I mean? Like, it must have been absolutely incredible, and it produced an amazing show. I remember it well.
That is one of my. It is a very special piece in my heart.
Yeah,
Um, it was a real kind of, that one was for the soul. That was food
yeah,
for the
yeah,
um, and to, as I said, to be able to share the space with just wonderful human beings.
yeah,
And for me, the kiln always feels like home. It always feels familiar. It always feels like it's, I'm like, yeah, no, back at the old place. You know, like
yeah.
I always have, I always have this feeling that, yeah, I could just roll into the rehearsal room and pick up a script and just
Yeah, let's
go.
go.
It just feels, it just feels, it feels like home.
Oh man, that
But
is
it also feels like, it's always felt like a place that allows you to go to that dangerous place and
yeah,
still be, that everybody's doing it. We're all in this together, and we're all going to go to that dangerous place. We're going to try this different thing,
yeah,
but along the way, our highest standard is our rigor,
yeah,
but also our care for each other and our care for the material.
yes.
Absolutely.
No, no, Lucy, I've kept you for far too long.
Oh man, absolute
I've taken
pleasure.
so much of your time. Um,
Absolute
thank you so much for taking time out to have a chat with us. It's been amazing.
pleasure, man. But
I
truly,
really
like truly and honestly, the kiln, it, it has my heart, man. I have many wonderful, fond memories
good.
and amazing experiences. You know, we were, so it's going back now, 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
and it was the very first African American season.
Yes, yes.
Indu, and the three directors were Nicholas Kent,
Uh-huh.
the former AD, Indu,
Hmm.
and Paulette Randall.
Yeah.
And Paulette directed August Wilson's Gem of the Ocean,
Yes.
which was, and up until that point, um, because Paulette, August also only allowed, if I'm not mistaken, Paulette had exclusive rights to his plays in the UK. And Gem of the Ocean, because he literally died, if I'm not mistaken, whilst we were in rehearsals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I remember sitting with Paulette in the rehearsals and her saying, it's the first time that I'm directing his plays, and I can't ask him questions about it.
Wow. Wow.
You know, it was, and that was the first time I worked with Indu. It was the first time I met the amazing Lynn Nottage.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
Yeah, man.
I'll never forget. I mean, Lynn, man, because that was by then. So Fabulation was the third play. It was three plays.
Yes. Yes.
The final play of the season, and by that time, we had pretty much been working together for 6 months. People, you've got a group of actors who have been together for 6 months. You know, it's beyond, it's family now.
Yes. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, like the shorthand is deep, twisted, wherever the madness is just, you know. And I remember meeting Lynn for the first time, and Lynn came in, this regal,
Yes.
American, wonderful presence. Sitting very quiet and serene in the rehearsal room, and these mad creatures, hey, how you doing? Jumping, and I remember the look on her face going, and in her mind, I was imagining her going, "What the fuck?
What am I about to happen? What am I facilitating?
But it's yeah, man. There were there was a core of us: Carmen Monroe, Joe Marcel, Jenny Jules, myself, Cobner, Holbrook Smith, and was it Oni? Ah, no, Nathan. It's Nathan Osgood. The six of us were in all three plays.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the six of us who were all in all three plays. So yeah, man, that was a very, very special time.
A special
A
time.
very special time. Friends that were made at that time have remained friends to this day. Like literally, we have grown up together.
Oh man. Well, look, the Kiln is if I can speak for the company and the building and the team there. Well, honestly, it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you tonight and to hear these stories.
Man.
Building that's close to all of our hearts and close to yours. So
My complete and utter delight.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
You too, man.
Soon.
See you very soon.
Yes, for sure. Stay safe. Bye.